Right, we're looking at rates now, using rates to determine quantities. Now, what you should have already done by now is this activity here. You're actually calculating a rate from stuff you've measured, a rate of temperature change. Well, let's move on to this. So this is on page 18, looking at 3 examples. 2 on page 18 and the third one's on page 19. So how do we actually use rates? Look at example 1. Okay, fuel costs $1.98 per litre. Per litre. So the per is the giveaway. You've got one amount compared to another amount. So that means, quite literally, it's $1.98 for 1 litre. Okay. What do you pay for 50 litres? Now, if you immediately see that, I'll just multiply that by 50, because if 1 litre costs $1.98, then 50 litres is 50 times $1.98. Cool. So you can run straight to that. Okay, but I want to teach you a way that works no matter what's going on. Okay, and it just helps you think things through. Okay, so I've got $1.98 will get me 1 litre. Okay, I don't want to know about 1 litre, I want to know about 50 litres. So in other words, I'm turning 1 into 50. I turn 1 into 50 by multiplying by 50. Okay, so $1.98 times 50, that's $99. That's the answer. Okay, so the way to think this through, if you need a hand thinking it through, is I've got to turn 1 into 50. How do I do that? Well, I multiply by 50. But I multiply that side by 50 and then that side by 50. Okay, it happens to both sides. That's the important thing to think about, okay? Whatever I do, multiply or divide, I do it to both sides. But the thought process is, this is what applies to 1 litre. I don't want to know about 1 litre, I want to know about 50 litres. But again, as I said, if you can just immediately see that you multiply by 50, cool. Okay, don't complicate it. Okay, I'm just showing you a way that will help you think it through. Because it can get a little more squirrely, like over here. Okay, Gary is paid at the rate of $18.50 per hour. How long will it take to earn $1,000? All right, so this is what we've got. $18.50 applies to just 1 hour. All right, that's what the rate says. I don't want to know about $18.50. I want to know about $1,000. Okay, I want to turn this into 1,000. Okay, now if you can see that you just go 1,000 divided by $18.50 and that's how long it takes, cool, that's fine. But I'm showing you a way that will help you think it through. Well, let's look at this. Let's have another step in there. Let's just make like a couple of steps here. You're in charge of this. You can change this however you want by doing the same thing to both sides, either multiplying or dividing. What if I turned this into $1? In other words, how long will it take me to earn just $1? Well, how do I turn $18.50 into 1? Well, I divide by $18.50. You can do whatever you want, multiply and divide, so long as it happens to both sides. So I'm going to go that. There you go. So that there is 1 divided by $18.50. I'm just going to leave that as a fraction. That's how many hours it would take to earn just $1. Obviously, not much. Okay. Well, now it's easy to get 1,000 over here because I just got to multiply both sides by 1,000. If I multiply by 1,000, multiplying that side by 1,000, multiply this side by 1,000, I've got that. Okay, so what's 1,000 divided by 18.50? 54. It says there to the nearest whole hour. I'm going to call that, you can see that there under the screen, I'm going to call that just 54 hours. Okay? Now, if you can see, just because your brain works that way, that you just get the 1,000 and divide it by $18.50, excellent. I'm not saying don't do that. I'm just showing you this as a way of thinking it through. It's called the unitary method. Okay, so you get 1 unit, like over here because it's not as straightforward as this one. Okay, I want to get 1 over here because that's going to make it easier to turn into something weird. Like with this method, I can go, well, okay, how long is it going to take to earn $250? Cool, I get to there and then multiply by 250. All right, so that's a way to go about it. But like I said, if you can spot that you go straight to that, sweet, do that. All right, third one now, go to page 19. Now this is where you actually have to find what a rate is. Water is leaking from a pipe. 800 mils leaks over 30 minutes. Okay, so what have we got? We got 800 mils. Oh, hang on, before we start writing. 800 mils in 30 minutes. What is the rate of leakage in litres per hour? All right, so I want liquid, I want litres on the left and hours on the right. Okay, that statement there is incredibly important because I could have hours per litre if I really wanted to. In other words, how long does it take to produce 1 litre? Okay, but this is how many litres happen in 1 hour. Okay, so make that very clear first. If we're trying to find a rate, what is on the left and what is on the right? Okay, so I've got, what's the information? 800 mils happens in 30 minutes. Cool. All right, that's what the question tells me. 800 mils in 30 minutes. I've got liquid volume on the left, time on the right. So that's what I got there. I don't want it in litre. I want it in litres, not millilitres. So I do the conversion. Okay, this is what makes this question a little harder because there's actually some conversions in there. That is 0.8 of a litre. Cool, I got litres, but I want this in hours. 30 minutes is not 0.3 of an hour, it is half an hour. All right, so I've got that. Okay, but I don't care about half an hour. I want to know about 1 hour. Okay, so I've got to turn this into 1. So if I divide by 0.5, okay, because that's going to turn that into 1. Anything divided by itself is 1. Because that's what rates are. It's per hour, per 1 hour. I want 1 there. Okay, so I divide over here by 0.5. 0.8 divided by 0.5 is 1.6. So 1.6 litres per hour. That is the rate of leakage. Okay, now if this was in the test, it'd be probably 3 marks because you've got a mark for the conversions, each of those conversions, and then a mark for the final thing. Okay, so you need to show that you're showing off. Okay, it's clearly we've got litres, we've got hours. The question doesn't give you litres and hours; it gives you millilitres and minutes. Okay, so watch the units. But the big one here is it's going to be the volume on the left, time on the right. Okay, not how many hours it take to produce 1 litre. Okay, which people might want to know, but not in this question. All right, that's it. Get amongst it.